Hi, everybody. Hello. Hi, codename Dhruv. Hi, Atin. Hi. Hi, Imran. Hi, everybody. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for like a minute or two so that everybody who has to join in can join in, and then I can start telling you about why I'm coming live today and what all of this is about. मेरे काम के बारे में आज बात नहीं करेंगे. I have something very very interesting to talk about today. And okay, great. I think enough of you are here, so I can start. All right. So, hi everybody. I'm Tejasvi, and I've come live today to talk to you guys about something which is personally very very close to my heart, and something which I have had a lot of trouble dealing with all my life, all 24 years of my life. And I think all of us struggle with it, which are basic relationship problems in our lives. And be it just a romantic relationship or any other relationship, we all struggle with it. And I have a very very special guest today who's gonna join me in this live session and talk about all these relationship issues and how we can solve them. And I'll just add her, and then I'm gonna tell you a little bit about her. So just give me 1 minute so that I can add her. Sorry. Okay, waiting for her to join in.
Hi, Tejasvi.
Hi, welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. Okay, so I was just telling my followers who are here to watch this live session that today's live session is all about relationships and the problems that we deal with and how we can solve them. So, everybody, I was telling you that I have a very special guest today, and her name is Geet Taneja, and she is a clinical hypnotherapist, a life elevation coach, and my personal mentor. मेरी लाइफ में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम होती है, run to her कि अब ये fix कर दो. I've made this mistake. So, and also she's a practitioner of faster EFT tapping and Ho'oponopono, which I don't think anybody else in India does so far. So that's amazing. And today we will talk about all the relationship issues that all youngsters and actually people of all age group face.
Yeah.
It's a very very common problem. So my first question to you, and also anybody who has any questions regarding partners and relationships and anything in general, you can just type in your questions. We will address them all in the end. And
Thank you so much, Tejasvi, for having me. And this is definitely such an interesting topic, which I think all age groups and everyone deals with, whether you are looking for a partner or whether you are in an existing relationship, relationships are what defines us in every way. We are surrounded by them and we cannot run away from them. We have to deal with them. So
correct.
that is why this is a very interesting topic, and I'm very happy to be here today.
Me too. Okay, so first I have 2 3 questions of my own which I would like to ask you.
Yeah.
The first is that in general I have noticed, especially in this 21st century, since I've grown up as a millennial, I've seen that relationships in my generation are very very fragile, and it's a common issue across maybe age groups, people who are maybe 10 years elder to me also. So
Yeah.
why do you think that happens?
It's interesting that this trend has started. If we look at our parents in the earlier times, I think the only reason they were safeguarded from that was because they were not allowed to be in relationships at an early age. They had to straight away get married. Like there
Yeah.
was no option to explore things. And the reason now we are faced with all of this is that we start getting into relationships at a very early age, maybe 15, 14, or I don't know what's the age nowadays in school, but it
30.
started really early. And the interesting thing is that we have never really learned to be with ourselves. Like, who am I? I don't know that. But
Hmm.
I get into a relationship with another person, and I feel that this person is supposed to provide me with everything. Whether it's love, whether it's affection, whether it's protection, whether it's romance. And to a great extent, I think we have our Bollywood or Hollywood also to blame for it, because we grow up seeing that, oh, when a guy comes, everything's fixed. Then
Yeah.
I'm complete.
Yeah.
Now I'm complete. So because of that, we early on get into relationships with such wrong expectations, and that's where all the trouble starts. And somehow more so with girls who are somehow, we've grown up reading fairy tales like Sleeping Beauty, and where the prince comes and kisses and her life begins, or the Seven Dwarfs. So all of this entire narrative is so incorrect for women. So
Correct.
they feel that there's nothing inside. I have to find a guy.
Yeah.
Only then I'm going to be happy. Only then I'll be, loved or can feel love. So that is where the problem begins. We have not identified what I am or how to be with myself. What do I like? What do I don't like?
Hmm.
And the important part is nobody else can give you something that you don't.
Hmm.
If you don't have that love, affection for yourself, a person can come and love you, and you will still find a problem in that.
Right, right, right.
Because it's what I'm wearing. If I'm wearing glasses that I feel unloved, then nobody for some time शुरू में होता है ना वो honeymoon phase.
Yeah,
उस
yeah,
time पे मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि oh, the person is so loving. But that glasses that we have on, उसके through वो reality वापस आएगी आएगी till I don't start giving to myself what I'm needing from that person.
yeah. Hmm.
So that is one of the main reasons why this problem occurs, that relationships are so fragile because we keep expecting from the other that you are supposed to make me happy. Now, so another interesting thing is, so we all have masculine energy, we have feminine energy. Like all of you, everyone must have heard about masculine and feminine. And each one of us have both.
Hmm.
So either one of us are dominant energy. So it's not necessary like you are a girl doesn't mean that your dominant energy is feminine. No, your dominant energy can be masculine as well. So that really comes from our parents, and so we won't go too much into that right now. But the dominant energy we have, so one is there's a lot of imbalance these days. Either we have too much of feminine. So what too much feminine and toxic feminine looks like is, girls tend to be very emotional, and they try to completely stick to the boy or the person and try to get things out of it, and there's emotional manipulation. So all that is toxic feminine because women are not in touch with their masculine side, so they only know these negative ways to manipulate. So they'll try to cry, they'll try to get sympathy, or try to look nice to get the attention. Everything we'll try. But
Hmm.
because we are not tapping into our masculine side, we need to get into the toxic feminine. Similarly for boys. So they are so not in touch with their feminine side to
Hmm.
be able to know what's going on inside them. मतलब सब कुछ ऐसे suppress करके इधर उधर रख दिया. कुछ feel करना तो मतलब you are weak.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are not a boy अगर तुम कुछ feel कर रहे हो. So
Hmm.
वो इतना मतलब एकदम clogging शुरू हो जाती है उनके अंदर. So they are also incapable of getting into good relationships. And if they see a girl who's crying, they just run because they don't know
Yeah,
what
they
to do
can't
with
handle
it.
it.
It's like, this is too much drama. I can't handle this. I have to run. So
Hmm.
that is where this complete contrast is happening right now. The toxic masculine and the toxic feminine are playing together.
Yeah, and I think they attract each other a lot also.
Exactly, exactly. That's true. So, if you have an imbalance inside you, you attract what's inside you.
Hmm.
Okay, so if you are imbalanced in some way, and there's also a tendency to seek what you're missing. Okay,
Right.
so if you absolutely lack decision making, or if you absolutely lack the ability to be balanced, then you will try to find a person who has that. Okay,
Hmm.
you will try to run after that. But
Hmm.
that is again temporary,
Right.
because you will then project what you feel the lack of, and the other person will also become a mirror for you. So
Right.
that is why it's very, very, very important to first balance this masculine and feminine within yourself. You
Right.
know, find what you're seeking and give it to yourself.
Hmm.
That
Right.
is the most important thing. And also the toxic masculine and toxic feminine traits that we've learned. The toxic masculine. So even girls are nowadays into a lot of toxic masculine. Like they try to, be totally cold. That I don't feel anything. I don't have any emotions. I'm just like a guy. So they are trying to be so much like a guy because they feel it's easier. कुछ feel नहीं करना पड़ेगा.
हाँ,
But
feeling hurt
that
नहीं
again creates another problem because the moment you disconnect from your feelings, you are letting go of so much of your actual potential. You will not be able to connect with your body, you're not able to connect with your higher self, what is your life purpose, your creative side, anything. So that means you're only using a very small part of yourself when you try to do that. So that doesn't work either. So
right.
that's why it's important to have a healthy masculine and a healthy feminine.
Hmm. I think
Yeah.
this is a very, very important point that you mentioned because it's become so cool especially in my generation to not care at all or to not feel.
Yeah.
And we really don't realize what the repercussions of that are, which you just mentioned. कि feeling से अगर detach हो गए तो फिर तो सब कुछ ही haywire चला जाता है system में.
Yeah. And we feel कि अगर थोड़ा एकदम cool हो जाए कि हमें तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, detached हो जाए, so that ways we'll be happier.
Yeah.
But that's far from the truth because the people who are doing this, they know they're not happy from inside.
Right, right, right.
This doesn't work either. When
Right.
you try to stay disconnected from things,
Hmm.
that is in no way the solution to anything, actually.
Yeah, I agree. Also, I think the fact that we always look for the guy to complete us क्योंकि हमारे notions ही ऐसे हैं, we are a half and we need somebody to do that for us,
Yeah.
also puts a lot of pressure on the uh, on our partner also कि नहीं everything he has to give, and I think that pressure also creates a lot of problem in the relationship.
Yes, and men kind of succumb to it. They kind of feel, initially they try to meet your requirements, and
Hmm.
then they'll be like, I can't do it.
Right, right, right.
And that then creates their own inner issues as well, because they feel that they are not able to provide, they are not able to live up to your expectations. So it's a vicious cycle.
Hmm.
However, if both of us just stop and focused on ourselves,
Hmm.
rather than, और हमने एक ये चीज भी होती है, oh this poor guy, I need to help him, I need to fix him.
Hmm.
Especially girls have a lot of this tendency of mothering the
Yeah.
guy. Ki, I have to, poor thing, he's going through so much, I need to help him. The moment you have gotten into that, you are again in a toxic relationship
Right.
because that is not your job.
Hmm.
You cannot heal anybody else who doesn't want to heal on their own.
Correct.
And it's important to know that everyone is capable of working on themselves if they wish to.
Hmm.
You cannot make anyone heal or you cannot make it happen for the other person.
Hmm.
And it's interesting to note anytime you see yourself getting attracted towards totally broken or like, such guys, that's the time to notice that there's something I need to heal within me. So let's take a step back and इधर focus कर लेते हैं. उधर energy waste करूंगी, वो ठीक होगा नहीं होगा और चला जाएगा और मैं यहीं की रह जाऊंगी.
Yeah. Oh, there's this very famous line from I think Before Sunset or After Sunrise, which says that guys keep falling in love with me, and then they we enter a relationship, and then they break up, and then they go get married, and then they come back and tell me that you taught me how to love. And then I'm left broken. मैं किसी को what if I left?
Yeah, being a Mother Teresa will not really help in any way. So, in relationships, you have to work on yourself. And when you work on yourself, you become more kinder, more compassionate, more open to loving the other person. Because if you don't love you, how can you love the other person?
Right, right, right. Okay. So my next question is that how do you know that in a relationship you're operating from fear, or like when is the right, like if I feel I'm ready for a relationship right now, but
Mhm.
when the opportunity arrives, I think that I start operating from fear, and I think a lot of people do. So how do
Mhm.
you know when is the right time to take the leap of faith, and how do you not operate from fear? क्योंकि बहुत फाइन लाइन होती है, थोड़ा डर जरूरी भी होता है और अच्छा हेल्दी भी होता है,
Yeah.
but then too much is not healthy.
So, one of the things is if you feel that there is fears, any kind of fear that you're noticing, that means there's some past baggage.
Right.
So the fear needs to be totally released because when there's a new relationship, there should be excitement,
Hmm.
rather than fear of any kind.
Right.
That excitement is what is, because it's a new beginning. It's only the past baggage which really worries us. So we
Hmm.
need to clear all of that past baggage for
Hmm.
sure. Because every relationship leaves some impact on us if it did not go well. So it's important to clear that. And then secondly, I have this, I don't know if you've heard of, so Deepak Chopra talks about this law of least resistance.
No, I don't know about
Okay,
this.
so I have always, practiced that in my relationships, and I have found that it works really beautifully. Even
Okay.
though it's very hard to apply, but it works like magic. So in a relationship, when you practice the law of least resistance, it means that you should not have to struggle against it.
Okay.
It should flow naturally.
Hmm.
So, you shouldn't have to like fight big battles to, like win each other over or, get parents' approval and everything. It flows very naturally. The law of least resistance. So your
Right.
life is supposed to be like that. The law of least resistance. It's whatever flows naturally is
Hmm.
what's in your highest good and best. And when
Hmm.
you have to force yourself into something, or maybe force the other person into something, that means there are better things that you can actually, wait for
Right.
or look into. But a good relationship feels very effortless and very natural.
Hmm. But also this effortlessness and this excitement and everything, which we call the honeymoon phase of every
Mhm.
relationship. Like my personal fear is that कि ये honeymoon phase last नहीं करेगा. It will come to an end. Now what after that? But
So
how do you make it?
first of all, I don't believe in this honeymoon phase. There is no such thing as honeymoon phase. It's actually the opposite of that. A good relationship actually grows more romantic, more kind, loving, understanding, respectful as it passes.
Hmm.
And this is a complete myth that
Okay.
there's a honeymoon phase. If you've done your inner work,
Hmm.
then there is no such thing as a honeymoon.
Okay.
You are so aware of yourself that you conduct yourself in that relationship with that awareness. And
Right.
when two people who are aware and conscious, they only grow in love. It never goes less. I have seen that in my relationship. It always goes upwards. It
Right.
never goes downwards, ever.
Hmm. Yeah.
And that is the sign of a good relationship, actually.
Right.
Because you don't need anything from the other, to be very honest. There
Hmm.
is absolutely nothing you need from the other person. You're
Right.
there to just, share what you have rather than wait for somebody else to share anything. That's what a true partnership is like.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Which brings me to my next question that according to you, what does an ideal partner or an ideal relationship look like?
So, first of all, an ideal relationship can be very different for every person.
Right.
There need not be a definition or particular type of relationship. The most important things are, mutual respect for each other,
Hmm.
mutual understanding for each other. And these two things, I think, are very important pillars
Hmm.
of a relationship. that you're able to communicate with each other freely, and you respect and appreciate each other and understand. So these are some of the important tenets, and everything else is like a bonus.
Right.
Everything else, what you feel should be in your relationship, you can have that. But it should not be an expectation. It should just be an intention. That's
Oh,
the
this I
difference.
really like that. It should not be an expectation, just an intention.
Yeah. Because if you have that and then you won't be waiting for somebody else to come in.
Right.
That is a place which is really amazing to be in a relationship.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you attract your ideal life partner?
Yeah, so that is the topic that we're here for. And so the best way to attract your life partner is to first notice that what is your dominant energy? Are you operating from your feminine or are you operating from your masculine mode? And which is the toxic and which is the healthy part within you? Okay. So, for example, in masculine, a healthy masculine, what traits it carries is being assertive, good decision making ability, ability to be disciplined, and be able to communicate and listen to others as well,
Right.
and to be able to provide a safe space. Those are good masculine traits. And toxic masculine looks like dominating, trying to control the other person, being extremely cold, disconnecting when emotions come into play, trying to, find solutions rather than, listening to the other person or understanding what the other person. So these are toxic masculine traits. And similarly, for a woman, in feminine, when we talk about, so the toxic feminine traits are being extremely sensitive, hypersensitive, okay, and being extremely unable to manage your own emotion, being very submissive, as in not able to stand up for yourself, like being a doormat.
Right.
All those are toxic feminine traits. And healthy feminine is uh, being okay feeling your emotions, but being able to balance it. When to be in a emotion and when to be in a solution mode, to be able to balance it.
Right.
To give yourself time to process emotions, but not getting stuck there. Okay, and healthy feminine is someone who lives life with a lot of ease and grace, flows with life, and is able to enjoy life freely, and is very accepting and compassionate towards everyone. Those are some of the healthy feminine traits.
Right.
So, once you understand where you are, and so it's very important to create both of these, masculine and feminine. So, if you have less of masculine, so some of the simple ways, like I'll share with you, is like blue color. Blue color is a color of strength, confidence, and masculinity. So, whenever you feel that, you're weak in decision making, you don't feel strong, confident, wearing a blue color really brings up that strength within us. Or, engaging in things that require fixing something or doing some, technical work. So, when you engage in those things, that brings out your masculine side more and more.
Right.
And so, if you feel your feminine is very weak, is very less, which is with a lot of women these days, who feel they have to be the guy, they have to be the man, they tend to control everything. So for them, wearing a pink color, like, especially with your heart, when pink color touches your heart, that helps you connect more with your feminine side. And, doing things like body movements, yoga, dance practices. So all of these are also feminine through your body. When you embody these movements, that's also when you help in getting in touch with your feminine. So very slow moving, very easy going. So that is how you tap into your feminine.
Hmm.
And so when we bring these two together, a healthy feminine and a healthy masculine, we call it the inner marriage.
Oh.
You have everything inside you now. You are complete in
Okay.
yourself. And
Hmm.
you do not need to run after anyone to find a boy or a man for marriage or anything else. Because now you are complete within yourself, this inner marriage. And when you operate from that state, you naturally attract men who are ready to commit to you and who are healthy and complete within themselves as well. So that is all we need to do is this inner marriage. And
Hmm.
when you do that, that's very easy for others to come into your life then.
Right, right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I think I'm done with my questions. Let me just go through the comments and see if there are any questions from the
Yeah.
people watching this.
I think somebody was asking what is inner work.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about this concept actually.
Yeah, okay. So basically, from the moment we were born, we think we were dependent on everyone else for everything, for food, for being provided for, our parents provided as we were toddlers. So हमें लगता है कि life is happening from outside to me and I am the one who's, recipient of everything.
Hmm.
But that is actually far from the truth. Actually, you're creating your life from inside.
Hmm.
So, inner work basically means understanding that your life happens from inside you and not from your outside circumstances. You can change your reality by changing your inner world. And
Hmm.
by changing your inner world means knowing that what all beliefs do you carry inside you, what all memories do you carry inside you, what do you think about your relationships, your parents, what strong emotions do you have. So when we release those negative emotions and replace them with positive emotions and beliefs, that is what we call as inner work.
Right. Yeah. Otherwise, we usually tend to stay in the victim mode all the time.
Yes, because if you're operating from this model of world where we feel that I'm a victim, things are happening to me, it's a very powerless life. It's a very helpless life, We're running for, कि क्या होगा, far from the truth.
Hmm. Right.
You have the power to create. So there is free will and destiny both that are playing. So you can really create by changing your inner world. And you will be amazed when you change your inner world how people and things around you start changing.
Yeah. I'm so live example of that because since you made me do that work, people around me have changed so much.
Yeah, and it's so beautiful because all our lives we keep blaming everyone. We think you need to change, you need to change, you need to change for me to be happy. And
Yeah.
it's so much easier to just work on yourself.
Yeah, it's actually very, very, very.
Yeah.
Okay. Crimson Line 123 has asked, I have one question. What if you and your partner are not the same type? That is, you are an introvert and the other is an extrovert.
So that's actually a really good balance that can be created by both actually. So, when we enter into a relationship, we can actually learn from each other, and there's actually an exchange of energy that happens.
Hmm.
So, if there are some things about your partner that you really admire, you can actually start absorbing that from them, and they start absorbing from you. So, if you are an introvert or an extrovert, you can start coming to a balance.
Hmm.
You become an ambivert because it's not necessary to be only one thing. You
Right.
can be both at whatever time and situation it works for you. So in a
Hmm.
relationship, it's awesome how much you can give and take from each other unknowingly. It all happens unconsciously also. But if you
Right.
have the intent, oh, I would love to learn, how you are an extrovert, I would love to have a little bit of that in me. And
Right.
then if you have the intent, you start creating that. And that's a very healthy space to come from.
Yeah. I think we give a lot of tags to ourselves, and then there's a lot of pressure to stick by those. कि नहीं यार मैंने तो बोला ही था that I'm an introvert. No, I can't speak
Hmm.
like this.
I personally feel nobody is an introvert or an extrovert. Most of us are constantly going between. Like some people we are very comfortable with,
Hmm.
so we become extroverts around our family, so it's just about finding your comfort. And as you keep doing your inner work, you become more and more relaxed around everyone.
Right.
So you need not be an extrovert that you're jumping up and down. You find your own ease and space, what you like to be.
Hmm. Okay. Uh, there are some other questions. Why is it so hard for guys to communicate?
Yes, so that is a very good point. And so majority of men, when they operate from their masculine side, so masculine is a very doing side,
Hmm.
okay? And feminine is the being part, So when you're constantly in a doing phase, you do not stop to notice, communication is a very feminine trait.
Hmm.
But if you don't have good communication skills, you will not succeed anywhere in life. At your work, at your in your family, relationships, everywhere. Communication is so important. So
Hmm.
communication is something which you can learn and develop.
Hmm.
Because men and boys do not have not been told how important it is to get in touch with their feminine side and how normal it is. All the successful men have a balance of both masculine and feminine. Without that, you cannot be successful. So
Hmm.
communication is something that you can actually inculcate by listening to others. Like in conscious listening is something which is so important, which all of us can learn. Because we're in such a hurry to say what we want to that we never listen. So
Right.
conscious listening is such a simple thing, and we can start practicing it.
Right. And I think that could be an answer to single Madhur's question also, who is asking how to keep yourself happy when we don't have our opposite gender with us, which again brings us back to the inner work. Only inner work can make us happy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, once we are nice to ourselves, we are automatically nicer to other people.
Hmm. Right. Right. All right. I don't think we have any more questions.
Yeah,
Um,
I think somebody's asked how is Elon Musk
oh
successful?
yeah.
So Elon Musk operates from such a high feminine state because he channels a lot of things intuitively. All these ideas and all that he keeps, working on, so they cannot come from the conscious mind because that's just 10%. So in order to tap into your intuitive abilities, to be able to get inspired ideas that are completely new, you have to go through your feminine side. It does not come through masculine. Masculine is the doing कि मतलब काम करते रहो like the low line workers. But जो
Right.
ideas जो आते हैं, that has to come through the feminine aspect of us.
So masculine will execute those ideas.
Yes, masculine executes, feminine is the channel through which we receive creativity, ideas, inspiration.
We need a healthy balance of both.
Yes, absolutely. And we will be talking and doing a lot of this work, questions that we've been talking about theoretically. So we have a workshop coming up, which is called the Woman Workshop. So it is only for women right now. We will be coming with something for men as well in the future. But in this workshop, we'll be using a lot of techniques and tools where we will learn how to embody this masculine and the feminine, whichever is it that you need in you. So we'll be doing a lot of exercises like yin yoga, in which we learn to embody the feminine. Then we'll be doing a lot of shadow work. We'll be doing a lot of belly dancing where we go deeper within our feminine. And then we'll be doing, how masculine some women really need to tap into. So we'll be having some exercises where you need to tap into that masculine side of you and get the results. So it's going to be a really fun workshop, and now it is starting on 30th Jan. And all the viewers are welcome to join it. And tomorrow is the last day for early bird registration. So you can feel free to, message me or Tejasvi to know more about the workshop.
Right. I'll just repeat that information once again for everybody. The workshop starts on 30th January. Early bird registration closes tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day. And for any more further details, you can DM me or you can DM Geet Taneja on her official Instagram ID, which is Alchemy with Geet. I will also be uploading the poster of the workshop, so you can have all the details on that and the contact number and email ID for all the details you can contact us on. And yeah, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you so much, Tejasvi. It was lovely talking to you. Always is.
Thank you. And thank you everybody for watching us. And this was a very, very fun session for me, especially. So thank you. All right. I'll
Yeah.
see you in the workshop then.
Yeah. See you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.